Hey everyone, how are y'all doing? Alrighty. Oh, interesting. Huh. One moment. Hey, Casey, how's it going? My background, my window disappeared, so I'm trying to see what's going on here. Maybe it hasn't no, it's definitely disappeared. That's all right. Yeah, not too bad. Essentially what happened? Anyway, not too bad. So we did get some storms. But like we just had to go to we have like a little area, I guess, but ultimately it was pretty much nothing. So we just went into our little laundry room for a little bit, and then it was fine. That's not right. I wonder what's happening. I may have lost a window. I guess I could just add a new window. That's interesting. Is that it? No. They were, and they were bad, like, around us. Like, Oklahoma City, I don't think was too bad. Definitely, like, in, where was that? Bartlesville or something? They had some pretty bad storms. So, definitely around us, not on us. Sorry, I'm gonna try to fix whatever is happening. It's like I lost my main window and I'm not sure what happened. Which is interesting. Let's see, I think I can delete. Wait. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. So yeah, certain places they were pretty bad. I might have to reset some of this. Maybe it's this one. Should be this. No, not quite. I'll have to play with this for a second to get this back set up. I have no idea what happened at all. There we go. That's part of it. And then this one is the same thing. Yeah. Wonder what happened. Anyway. Okay. We're getting close here. And then I got one more. That is this one. Hey, there we go. Okay, let me close. I still have two windows that are the same thing. Just hide one. All right, does that look right? Let's check. Not quite right. But yeah, we made it out okay. We just had to I gotta fix all this stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, glad it wasn't bad here. Let's see, maybe I just need to undo all of this. Okay, it's as far back as it'll go. Okay, well, give me a second. I gotta fix whatever happened here. The left side looks good. I have no idea at all what happened to the right side. So let's see if we can fix it. First off, I need to move this over like that. And then let me go to like a coding view. And then I'm missing one. I need to name them. All of my names are absolutely awful on here. Nope, not that. Okay. Not that one. Not that one. That one? Nope, I've checked that one about a dozen times and it's still not that one. I have like 10 window captures because Godot, what Godot decides to do is it decides to, there. That one actually is correct, I think. Maybe. It's hard to tell. What Godot decides to do is Godot decides to like throw up 100 windows. And so when I want it to work correctly, I've got to like have window captures for all my windows. And then the problem is that now, because I have such a complicated UI, all my little things go everywhere. Everything is a window in Godot. So when you're trying to like stream it, because I do it by window, like application instead of by screen, because you can make it look a lot better. The problem is, let's see, let's go ahead and real quick run again. Problem is, it's like now I've got to go adjust this, and usually it's pretty good. This is an oddity, but we'll see. Okay, so that should pop up. Okay, I'm actually gonna make that a little smaller here. We just gotta start from scratch a little bit. It's fine. Okay, put that there, like that maybe, so we can still see those. Okay, that looks good so far. Now we'll close that because usually I'm in this mode, but we're missing, the one thing we're missing here is the scene tree window. Well, no, we have the scene tree in the top left. Do we have everything? Let's see if I got a file system. Actually, I might have everything. Okay. I've got a little more screen space than I was thinking. I was thinking there was one more thing, but I think that's actually it. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so made a couple changes since last time. Basically just in free time I have. Yeah, I think that's everything. I might make this screen just a hair bigger. Maybe you don't need the, oh, not that big. Not that big at all. Let's see. So, yeah, maybe you don't need the whole window over there. Maybe it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so I've been kind of messing with shaders, just like, you know, in my off time. I haven't had a lot of time this week, the last couple days, but I did have some time to mess with shaders. And mainly it was because of the storms. You know, I didn't want to be streaming and have a tornado come. So I did a couple things. So one thing is I made this cool shader for movement, right? Instead of highlighting over everything in big squares, I just have little squares like this. I still have the squares, right? Right now they're just under the grass. So like if I'm on like flat terrain, yeah, if I'm on flat terrain, you know, they still show up. But otherwise they're kind of in the grass. And then what else did I do? That was kind of the main thing. I did modify my movement here. So what I used to have is that the height, like the Y value in Godot up is Y. The Y value of the select was always on the ground. I went ahead and just set it to be equal to the cell that you're targeting. It kind of, like I was going back and forth on it. I think I've landed on this though, and I like it. Mainly because like when you zoom in, it felt really weird to be zooming in and like be zooming into the floor underneath you, if that makes sense. So I actually adjusted it to be on top of, oh, interesting. I'll look at that in a second. I don't know why it's doing that. I actually adjusted it to be on top of, or it looked really weird. So I adjusted it to be like 2 squares up. So it actually looks like in the middle of the person, and you can get much better screenshots and stuff that way too. It feels a whole lot better. And then I changed it so like if you go on a bridge, it'll go down, up and down a little slower. Yeah, I think so too. It definitely feels a lot better. And then you don't have like the huge squares, like if you're blocked by terrain or something. Now it's just the outlines, but I think that looks good. That was weird though. Okay, so I have, when you highlight somebody, you see like the little firefly things come up. There's also this, the way I did this was created a shape. It doesn't necessarily look bad, But you can kind of vaguely see the shape itself. Yeah, it's probably better at night. We'll wait for the sun to go down here in a second. Let's see. So yeah, so the way I did this was in Blender. I created like a just an interesting shape, just like a flow path for the little fireflies, whatever you want to call them, right? Now, if you look carefully, I don't know if you can catch it. Wait for this moon to come out. So yeah, the particle flickering, that's just, it was like a shape I made in Blender, and then I did a shader over it to just add some noise. So that way when you're highlighting somebody, it only does it when you're highlighting somebody, just to add a little bit of flair. Just like make you feel like you're interacting with it. Except, and we'll see if the moon can come out. Anyway, I caught like a little glimpse of like a gray outline to the shape. Maybe I was imagining it. It's okay. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into spell development. Okay. Well, this is at this. Let's look at this. So you see it? See it on the left side? How it like fades in like a fog. Yeah, what is that? Why is it doing that? I guess. You know what? Actually, I think I know why. Let's look at the shader real quick. That's interesting here. Okay, so to get that that bottom selector here, look real quick at this selector. You see how it like highlights? I did that to give it some movement where it didn't feel flat. Now the way I did that was modified the specular with some movement. Oh yeah, definitely look at shaders. Shaders are fantastic. Yeah, and that works too. I mean, like, so this is like a combination actually, because I actually have cell definitions, but then I modify the cell definitions with a shader. And it's nice, like the grass and everything's a shader, the sky's a shader. Shaders are probably, I don't know about the pixel art, like with 3D game, it's definitely a necessity. Pixel art, yeah, you probably get away, but shaders I feel like are a lot easier to use. They're a little scary at first, I think, but then once you get into them, they're nice. In Godot, they're really nice. If you're programming them, they're probably a little bit harder, because if you're using, I don't know what game, you're using Unity, right? So yeah, you'd be fine. I mean, Unity has the same kind of thing, like a visual shader, and it's really nice. So yeah, so I have this, and I think part of, so yeah, you can kind of see a vague outline at certain times. I probably won't worry too much about it, but essentially I'm applying this to this whole thing. What I need to do is I need to multiply this probably by a gradient that blocks out all of the upper parts of this, so that it doesn't highlight it like that. See how it's kind of highlighting it? It doesn't necessarily look bad. It's kind of just like a glow. Maybe it's fine. I'll worry about it later. For now, I want to work on magic system. Okay, so the magic system. Let's see. Okay, so where we're at right now. I gotta open my game again. But yeah, check out shaders. Definitely try it out. And just kind of do a couple things. Like you can do outlines. You could pixelate, right, with your shader. You could have a 3D objects and just pixelate it with your shader. Pretty powerful. So yeah, right now I've got where you kind of select a spell, right? You can kind of select where it goes. You confirm, and it waits. And then after it's ready to go, which it's on there, it casts, but it doesn't do anything. I think the next step is to make it do something. So I'll start adding in. I need to add in a function that detects if anybody is within its range when it triggers. If anybody is, it hits them with the spell. All right. Hey, how's the music volume, Casey? I kind of feel like it's loud today. I'm not sure if you feel the same way. I might turn this down just a hair. Tell me if I'm way off base here. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so let's see. So I think the next step here, I'm already casting the spell. I think I just have to implement the actual hit here. Okay, good deal. Yeah, it's on a compressor, so it comes down when I talk. Oh, I'll pull it back up. Did I pull it back up the right spot? No. There you go. Yeah, so let's see. Essentially here, okay. I am attacking here, and this is kind of the cell I need. So where is my attacking node linked to? When I'm attacking, it's going to send it to these places. I need to essentially tie up my magic node to this. I already have that. Attack complete. So I have attack complete. Let's see if I also need to send attack to somebody. Okay, so that's here. So this is where I am casting the spell, but I need to know what spell. So the difference, I think, between like attack and casting a spell is there's a lot more data that gotta pass through. But I guess I am passing that through. So I'm passing magic.target cell and active player on attacking. I do have to mix that up a little bit, I think. I think attacking probably isn't the right word. I probably need to go ahead and use a different signal. Right now I'm using the same signal name as my attacking one, which would be okay. It wouldn't be a huge deal, but I'm going to get confused. So I probably want to go ahead and change this to casting. Oops. Oh, interesting. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and change this to casting. All right, and I lost my lost that. Maybe that's okay. That gives me a little more real estate. I like that. Okay, so I need a new signal. Casting. I wonder if that'll automatically update. Basically, okay, no, it did not. Let's come back. No, I broke it. Hey, they came back. I wonder if I can just rename it here. Does it matter? I think then the question is, does it really matter? I think I do want to take it all to its own thing. So let me just real quick see where this is all going. So I go to world camera, UI control to take focus, and player info to get it out of the way. I am going to replace that with casting. That way I don't get confused. Yeah, so I have that. That's essentially what I'm doing here. So if you see in my file system, I've got cast magic here, a class called cast magic, right? And it contains the magic spell. And each of the spells here are a object. I guess, yeah. Is it a resource? They're a resource. So then I can just call that resource, and that resource has all the information. So that is currently what I'm doing. So really I just need to pass, the magic to it, and I can get the thing. I think the big thing, and that's why like on here, if I go back to this script, right, I'm passing magic to target cell. I think I could just pass current magic, but I can't do that and use this same attacking signal. It's got to be a different signal. Let's go back. Let's see. To casting magic node. So I need it to go to a different signal everywhere because it's not going to be the target position now. It'll be a different position. So ultimately, yeah, let's disconnect all here and go ahead and rebuild it. That way I can keep them separate. But yeah, I think I don't know if Unity uses resources really handy in Godot, because you can kind of quickly preload all of them, and you can develop, specific, I guess, traits. I think it's no different than a class, really. I mean, it probably is functionally, but it works out pretty well. Okay, let's see. So now I need to link casting to places. So let's link it first to the world. Yeah. So each character, every character has like a magic node here. And then so essentially I just need to pass, I guess, oops. Let's go back here. So within here, if you look at the script, like I have a hit function on this, on hit. And I'll probably cast to have like, I guess that's fine, really. I may do something different because this is definitely like a physical based thing, but probably the same. So it'll be something very similar. But yeah. So then I can attack or pass. Yeah, right now I'm passing like the damage and the hit result. I could probably pass that same thing, I guess, really. And then but I do need to send the magic to the character that's going to cast it, right? Because I need them to perform an animation. Really all it is. So should be pretty straightforward though. I'm already doing that animation. I just need to make a couple modifications here. So I'm going to pass that to world. I'm going to connect to my camera. Camera. And then I'm going to connect to my UI control. UI control. Yeah, you can backseat all you want. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. You've probably got great ideas. So I'll take all the help I can get here. I'm for sure not a software developer. And then player info will be the last one. I am really curious. I want to try Unity sometime. I imagine they're fairly similar, right? But I would be really curious to see the differences. It probably would be really worthwhile to go like learn it and just see, you know, the different functionality and what it looks like. Let's check here. So I think, yeah, on attacking, I do want highlight to be false. I can clear these print debugs now. So from the world, yeah, I just want to basically turn off highlight. I think that's all I need. And then from the camera, it's probably going to be a little complicated for now. I'm going to do this. And then I will pass along active player or ready player, comma magic. And then I would do magic.target cell here. So that's really all I need there. That should pass all the information. I just remembered I need to go back here and pass ready player and magic. Otherwise it will break. It does not like not having enough functions, which I actually found a kind of a cool, I don't know if you would call it a hack, kind of a cool idea on making sure you get the right functions. And I'll show you that in just a second because I probably should do that. Okay, so then let's see. Is that all of them? That's UI control player info. Okay, so for UI control, I just want to grab focus. That's good. And I actually have a little trick here that I want to use instead of these 0.1s, because I did on my Trello board, I had a item that said, hey, go research, can you wait until next timer instead of waiting until like 0.1 seconds? And the answer is yes. It's this. So that's really good. That makes this a lot cleaner. But we'll want to test everything out, so maybe now is not the time to implement that. But I have it. That way you have it. Okay, and this one actually I think I want to put here. I can delete that. I'll put it in some places. Let's not. I will put it in some places, but I don't want to get lost. Sorry, I am all over the place tonight. Okay, so let's see. Player info. Going down here. I got on casting magic casted. Yeah, I do have that for like the attack and the actual functions, and I probably could implement it for the character. I do think that makes sense. The only reason I haven't yet is because like it's just calling the script on him and it has him do the right animation. Basically just by having flags. I will say this was one of the earlier things I implemented, and I've gotten a lot better since. So I probably will. All I really need to update is like when I send the signal like this. I just need to clean that up. But yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense to probably put it in a different thing. I'll think about that. It is nice having it at the same level where the stats are, because all the stats are within the character themselves, and then like functions are in the nodes. But I gotta think that through, because I do think it makes sense to put it in its node, because if I want to add damage to somebody else, like if I want to add damage to a non-character, it would be really nice to just be able to drag that node into that character and give him that capability to be able to take the damage, right? Like say at a building or something. It would be really nice to be able to do that. And stats could probably be their own node as well. A lot of that stuff I did way early on. I've learned a lot since then, and I really should go back and do more, because yeah, it does help out a lot. I think here, and I actually learned something kind of cool. Okay, wait, don't toggle bookmark. Oh, I can't look at that. Okay, that's fine. I think it's dot backwards, or maybe it's play backwards. Play. Let's see. No autofill. That's okay. Yeah, there was this. Okay, it's probably in here. Show you this. This is kind of cool. Play. We'll look at backwards. Okay, play backwards right here, right? So one thing I did was I created animations for all of my things, right? So like I have slide in animation, I have slide out animation. Really, all I need is slide in animation, and I can play it backwards. So I'll show you this in just a moment. But I don't actually need slide out animation, which is really nice, because having one animation means when I change like screen size and have to modify stuff and have to dynamically create that, I can just do it once. So I'm going to start utilizing that a lot more. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have not used it yet, but this is my first time testing it out. I think it'll work out pretty well. Active player, magic. Okay, back to this. I'm getting so distracted tonight. Let's see. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. No, not at all, not at all. And that one's done. Okay, so that should work. Now I'm sending all of the right things over. No, it's been we were in the storm cellar, or not the storm cellar, but the room pretty late last night. Ooh, we have a nice sky, but that is not the goal here. Invalid get index attacking. So I left something at attacking in casting magic. What did I do? Attacking. There is no attacking. Let's check my interesting. Let's try one more time and see what the error it gives me is. Okay, invalid index in casting.gd. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, so because I want to be able to modularly kind of like add people, right? I do this a lot. So this will be casting. That way I don't have to explicitly call out nodes, right? I can just spawn a new character in. Like I can copy paste the character in pretty seamlessly. I will probably build a tool because there's a couple connections I have to make. But that should fix this. Yeah, okay. All right. So now I should be able to cast a spell. And wait. There you go. Everything works fine. Perfect. That's great. And then make sure that it's removed. It is. Great. So now we're on our own functions. And what that lets me do is it lets me kind of control the parameters for casting a spell a little bit cleaner. So I can control my camera. I can build animations. And so on. Right now I have no animations, but I'll go pull those from Mixamo at some point. Right now I just want to cause damage. So to cause damage here, I have this casting, not confirm. Well, I guess confirm attack is correct. So this is from the player. So this is from the player who's doing the casting. So the animation doesn't matter that much. All this does is do some animations. What I want is the actual hit. So let's go back to here. Not there. I guess it's here. It is not here. Let me see. Okay, so I need to deal damage. Let me see how I'm doing it here. Am I actually passing the hit within the script? I probably am. Let's see. So attack target dot on hit. Okay. So then, yeah, I just call the function that way, which I don't like. I would much rather send a signal, I think. The problem with that is if I send a signal, it sends to everybody, but that's probably not a big deal. So let's do that. Let's see. I don't really need them to be talking to each other like this. It's not bad necessarily. But I would almost rather, let's see. Let me think real quick. I would almost rather, it's kind of tough because I want to be able to drop like magic on somebody and then use them. So I do think I need to send a signal here and I need to connect it dynamically to all the characters. That would be a spaghetti of, I guess it wouldn't matter because I'm doing it dynamically. Maybe this is the best way to do it. So I have like attack here. So like if I do that, for example, I think this would hit. Obviously I need to change stuff, but that's going to cast it on a target, but I'm casting in like an area. So I need to set targets based on areas. Let's see. So where am I casting or using this attack? Let's find out. So when I cast confirm attack, you're right. Yeah, for sure. And it probably is the right way to go to just do something like this. The only problem is I have to go connect every character to I guess I just have to do it once, right? I mean, all I have to really do is say, hey, for priority list, let's just do it. I do think it's best to do signals. I think signals are absolutely the way to go. I don't like one function calling another function, if that makes sense. I would much rather say here and actually maybe I don't even need to call it here, right? Maybe I need to call it in casting magic, because ultimately if like the character doesn't need to cast the spell on someone else, the spell just needs to get cast. If that happens within my state machine, try to decide if that's okay. Because I have a target and I have I guess I have a target zone, right? Target cells. And then I have a character doing the casting. I think that's enough. So then essentially I would need to say here character dot. Let's go ahead and add. Okay. Let's go ahead and connect this signal with this function. So let's go ahead and go to, let me see. So that's the signal, and they're going to connect it to attack complete here. So it does need to be within my character here. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and create a node, I think, for taking damage. I think that'll be the cleanest way. So I like that idea a lot. And so then I would have just like damage, right? Damage and health. Gonna be a lot of work here, I think, but I think it'll be worth it. Okay. A little bit unfortunate because it really is going to take a little while. Okay, so then what I can do is I'm just going to steal this. Okay. And then I'm going to connect to casting.connect function on magic hit. And then we could say on magic hit. And then it's not going to be on casting, is it? I guess it could be. It could be on the same one there. I just need to time it correctly. And that's where taking it from the player helps. So maybe I do need to pass it from each player. It helps with timing a lot, right? Because then if one animation takes longer, it won't matter because I can pass the signal from that character. So take it back. I do want to pass it from all the characters. Yeah, I think that's going to help. So building this from scratch. Then I could say for characters, not characters, for what is it? Targets, I guess. This is on hit for I guess I could do characters. I mean, that's fine. Character. Well, the only problem is I'm using that variable already. For entities, doesn't really matter at all. I don't know why I'm struggling to make a decision today. Okay, so for entities and priority list, what we would do is connect. We'd say entities dot magic entities dot get node magic dot let's see what we want this to be called. So in magic, I should be a signal in here, attacked target. We can call it attacked target. I think that's okay. Attacked, we'll say hit target. Now we'll just call it attack target. Again, my ability to make a decision is shot. Maybe I had a lot of decisions I made today at work. Dot connect on magic hit. I think that's all I've got to do here. And then essentially what that does is every time we finish here, it's going to connect within every magic node, within every entity that has magic, which I could probably say if entities dot has node magic, just in case there are entities on my priority list, like, well, I shouldn't inside this group, but probably just good coding anyway. Agree. Yeah, it'll help a lot. And then I will probably do, I could add hit to this as well. So I could do like if entities dot has node attack as well. We'll just pass for now because I'll come back to that. Okay, so that's going to be on magic hit, and then I'm going to create another one that's just on hit. Hit, and we're just going to pass on it. Okay, so for now, this does nothing, but I'm going to go ahead and run it just to make sure that I didn't break anything or I have bad coding. This is one thing I'm terrible at. I almost never can remember to go run it every once in a while to make sure I didn't break anything. Look at that. I broke something. Non-existing function. Interesting. Attacked target is Y. If I go here and I look at, or I guess in my magic node and looked here is attacked target. So let's try it again. Yeah, I think that's like one of the keys to like game development, I think, is just making things that are expandable and not like one-off solutions. And that's hard to do, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and cast the spell just to make sure I didn't break anything. Cast another one to make sure I didn't break anything. All right. Ooh, it broke. Okay, because the function on hit doesn't exist. Well, yeah. So I should not do this. Is the key. Interestingly, though, I need to think about how I'm doing this. Which script is this? Which script is this? This is an attack. So that's in my... I broke my attack? Wait a second. That's not right. Okay. And then magic. It's already off in magic. So somehow... Okay, I think I have something connected wrong here. Let's see. Let's see what's connected wrong here. There are definitely some signals connected wrong. I'll have to go check those out. Yeah, I broke some things. Which is fine. I just have to figure out what I broke. Let's see. Is it in here? Oh, you know what? Nope, I'm not doing that, so that should be okay still. Well, let's see if I can look at the callback. Let's see. Okay. And wait. Oh, it worked now. It worked without me changing anything. What happened? Oh, man. That is the worst kind of thing to ever happen, ever. I hate unverified failures. And maybe it's just when you have back-to-back spells. Okay, I am loading up my debugger, so... maybe... Okay, well, let me load that into Trello. I try to make sure I capture any unverified failures so I can go figure out what exactly happened. So I just loaded into Trello and I say at, let's see, on 5/7/24 at, let's see what my time is. My time is 47:31. I guess 47, we'll just say 47. Unverified failure. Cast and crashed. We'll go look back at that. Man, that is the worst kind of thing to ever happen in the history of ever. Never fun. All right, it's okay. Stakes are pretty low in game development, which is nice. All right, let's see. Let's see. Then we'll go fire 2. We'll just recreate exactly the same thing that happened. Okay, so now it's going to crash? No. Who knows? I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Well, maybe I fixed it. There are some signals that I need to fix. Let's see. I'll have to clip that and go look at it. Let me make a screen marker or a stream marker as well. All right. So onConfirm toggled within character body 3D on unconfirm magic confirm. Okay. So I'm just getting the wrong inputs. Expects one argument, but it's called a 2. Error calling from signal confirmed to callable. Okay, so this is in my character body 3D. Wait. This is in my camera, which has a terrible name for the script. And then what I can do is it is on confirm magic confirm. Okay. So I just need to figure out where that's coming from. It's coming from confirm magic. And then I can see. So right now it's active player. Right here. So I just need world.selected grid. Okay. Okay. It's not bad. All right. That's probably useful information for the world to know. Very cool. Let's see if that resolved that error. Let's see what happens. So far, so good. Cool. Looks good. Okay. No errors, which is great. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is, now that that's resolved, let's go back to my damage node. Okay, so I have on hit and I have on magic hit. I need to call this function. So essentially I need to emit the attacked target from my magic node, which is, let's see, right here, attacked target. And I do need to pass some information over there. So I guess I could pass which spell. Am I capturing which spell? I should be. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so ultimately then, whenever I get into here, which is, this is the magic node, let me see where that's coming from. That's coming from confirm attack within casting. So in casting here, casting magic dot casting. What am I passing? Casting dot emit active player current magic. So I need to make sure that's within the function. Let's come back to magic, confirm attack, active player, not selected grid, but instead I do current magic. Okay. Do I already have current magic as a thing here? Oh, I guess that's an input, so it's fine. So then what I could say is, okay, get parent equals active player. Oh, if get parent equals active player, which is good. Character, which is my parent. Not attacking, that's the animation. Hey, Journey, how's it going? Good to see you. I hope all is well. We're working on the magic system today. This one I can do the await process frame here. Let's go ahead and add that. Because basically I just want it to wait a frame so that it registers that I changed that value, because that's what's triggering my animation. Is I'm setting a value on the character and that triggers the animation in the animation tree. Okay. So what this does is it waits till the next frame, which is really nice. And then I'll turn that off. And then I have this stored target. Okay, this is gonna have to be a little bit different. So current magic actually should contain a target cell. Let's see that real quick. Okay, that's actually just the spell. Oh, but it's a node. And I should be passing the node here. Let me make sure. So current magic is magic. If I follow that back to party list. So how's it going, Journey? How's your game coming along? And I follow that back to here. Right here. So I am passing the magic node, I believe. Where is my signal here? Interesting. So on magic confirm. Oh, I guess I don't pass the signal back until It's ready. Oh, okay. I'm guessing it's just part of my player priority list. Doing all right. I'm finding out that I'm a little bit tired today. We had some storms, and so we were up late last night. And yeah, I'm dragging a little bit, but not doing too bad. Let's see. So that makes sense. So it is the magic node I'm passing here, which is really good. That makes this pretty easy. So then the magic node, let me take a snippet real quick of, is it this? Yeah, this right here. Hey, BWAG, how's it going? Did you get your Python snake up and running? By the way, do you go by BWAG? Was it, how do you pronounce how do you pronounce your name? I've been calling you BWAG for a while now, and just dawned on me that, you know, I might be way off base. So let's see. So current magic. Okay, good deal. Look at that. So then I need to figure out, essentially I need to walk through all of the possible cells. This is going to get a little bit complicated, actually. I'm going to have to use this. Yeah, this will be interesting. Can't decide where to go with programming. I gotcha. You know, you just got to break it up into chunks. What might help is kind of breaking it out into, like, just thinking through it. Like, you know, in avionics development, we develop like a requirement spec that would say like, hey, you know, I want to go do this really complicated thing. How do I break that into small problems, which is like 90% of engineering. So then you would say, hey, how do I break this into small problems? And so you might say like, first I need, you know, maybe I need a snake, and you could label it as like, as requirements if you wanted, and you say like the snake shall grow when it eats food, and then you go develop that, right? So yeah, I would say just do what's fun, I think, is the big thing. Like, you will learn as a byproduct of whatever language you're using. And the biggest thing is just learning the logic, gaining some confidence in it. And then once you start learning that logic, the logic's kind of the same, right? Once you start learning that logic, you can absolutely go and just apply it to all of the different languages. So do what's fun. If you're not having fun in Python, the big thing is you're not going to do it as much, right? The big thing is you need to be spending time coding, and you're not going to spend time unless it's more fun. So that's where GDScript really helps. I think the only thing GDScript doesn't do is, like, on your resume, you probably wouldn't list like, hey, I've got, you know, these skills in GDScript. What you could do on your resume, and should do, is say like, yeah, I developed a code from scratch, or a game from scratch, coded it myself. That's good on a resume, even if you don't list the language. You will probably in an interview get asked like, hey, what language did you code that in? And you'd probably say like, yeah, I coded it in a proprietary language called GDScript. It's based heavily on Python and C#, and it, you know, whatever you want to say about it. So, okay. Interested in figuring out how to implement. Okay. Yeah, could be a useful Python function. And that would be a good Python script. That's a good source for Python. And I gotcha. Yeah, Jenny, I think getting started is the hardest part. Especially not coming from any programming background. Being able to pick that up and learn it, absolutely gonna take some time. So, but you know, you've got the art part down, so maybe mix some of that in there, develop characters, write down your story. And then once you've got all that down, you know, if you're working on some programming, learning some of that in your free time, then you're already 90% there, and then you can just break down the problem that way. So ChatGPT is almost entirely Python. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Python's a very useful scripting language. So, but very cool. Yeah, we do a lot of applications like for test and stuff in Python, just because everyone knows it out of college, right? It's easy to pick up, easy to read. It's almost human readable, right? So absolutely a good, Python's absolutely a good language. But like I said, you gotta have fun too. So it's hard if you're not enjoying it. I actually learned how to code. I played a game called Ultima Online, and I learned there was a scripting language. It was definitely against the terms of service, but I would write scripts, and my family used them, and it was fun. And I learned how to code that way. And then I went to college. I guess really in high school we started doing first robotics, my brother and I, and so we did some stuff in LabVIEW, learned a little bit more there, and then just kind of stuck with it. Kept learning different stuff, implemented some applications like in college to automate some stuff. I took a couple coding classes, I guess, like computer science 101, and then took some robotics classes. But other than that, all on the job training. I definitely am not a software developer. I don't have a software engineering degree or a computer science degree. But I found a lot of fun projects that I enjoyed doing, and then over time built up I think it's mostly a confidence, right? Once you start learning how things are formatted and what the language looks like. If you gave this to like an actual software developer, they would probably laugh me out of the room with my code, but it works. It is hard, yeah, and that's where you've really got to break everything down to smaller projects. So it might be unrealistic today, but in a year, maybe it's not unrealistic. You just gotta go develop those skills, which absolutely takes time. But yeah, if you broke it up into smaller projects and said, okay, this month I'm going to focus on this one small thing, you get there. And your code looks good. I mean, you're like the code you've been sending in the Discord and stuff. It was like 90% there. Just a couple small tweaks to get things working there. So I think you're on the right path here. Yeah, think about how much money Snake made. If I'm sure it was challenging back then. So, and if your knowledge base is probably pretty new, right? A couple months into programming, so it's a journey. It's a journey for sure, but well worth it. And like I said, just gotta have fun while doing it. That's why I think like if you use GDScript or Python, if you find the right applications, just make sure you're having fun. Otherwise, really easy to get burned out, especially if you're doing it voluntarily and you don't have a whole lot of motivation. Okay, so I am passing magic here. I need to go actually pull. I need to use my navigation node up here to figure out what cells I can cast this on. So let's see. Let's go do that. Or should I pass the cells from my casting node? That may be better. So like, all right, now I have target cells. Maybe I should add target cells entirely to this. Let me see how I'm doing this right now. Let me go to my priority list. So I have target cell. I probably need magic node.target cells. Yeah, I gotcha. That is tough. C++, I imagine, is pretty slow though. And like C++, it's versatile. You can use it for a lot of things. In the industry, I guess we use it for like application software and like software dev. We don't use it for scripting. So as like a mechanical engineer, you will probably almost never use C++. You'd use Python for sure. As a mechanical engineer, knowing Python's super helpful. I think C++, unless you wanted to be a software developer, probably not all that useful. So, you can take that. Depends on where you want to go with it. But yeah, Python, I think, is a much more useful language for a mechanical engineer. Now, if you decide you want to be computer science, C++ is a must, but you'll also take lots of C++ classes. So you got to pick what you want to do there. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and here identify what my target cells are, mainly because I don't want to do that at runtime while I'm trying to do animations. I want to do it ahead of time. And this is probably useful too because I probably want to be able to highlight it, right? If someone clicks in the future, if someone clicks on this bell on the priority list, I want to be able to highlight what those cells are. So let's go ahead. Target cell is still necessary because I need to know where to point the camera, but target cells I think is the better one. So let me just grab this, which is what actually I'll grab it from the magic one. Probably target select. This is what I need. Right there. And that is going to identify, I have no idea how to pronounce this word, Shikstra. It's a sister function of A star that essentially goes out and takes all of the arms and all the possible paths for a particular set of inputs, and like a target and a starting point, and calculates, I guess target is a length instead of a specific cell, and it calculates all of them. So I implemented that here, very similar to my A star algorithm. It works pretty well. That's what I need. I went off on a tangent. Apologize. But all that to say, that's what I need here. Okay, so I could say, is magic cell already a thing? These should get, let's see, let's comment this out. Okay, good. So I should do that. And then I can pull that back in. Okay, what is this missing? Player position, which I actually don't care about player position at all. This is going to be target cell. Target cell. Candidate cells. I do need candidate cells. So that's pretty easy to grab. Let's go grab those. Target select. That's going to be this. It seems like a lot of code, but at the same time, I think this is the right place to do it, and then pass it along, because this is where the data originates. I want to try to keep everything where the data originates. That way, if I make a change, like if I come down here and I want to change where what target cells is, I have all the code that generates it right there. That way I'm not doing it like remotely from some different spot. Okay. And make sure all of that processes. It probably won't. For grid cell in world.getUse cell. Ooh, interesting. World is not declared here. I can quickly do that. I do need world. I need world in almost all of my scripts here. I'll have to define that. That's okay though. What else is it missing? It won't be that. It'll be, so grid cell and world get used cells. And essentially what's going on here is I'm going through all of the grids I use, and I'm first gonna kind of cull them back a little bit and just say, hey, how far are these from here? Like roughly. And then based on how far they are roughly, I'm going to develop a list of candidate cells to pass into that Dijkstra algorithm. That algorithm it can take quite a bit of memory if you're using like all of the cells. So this is optimization to allow me to calculate it faster, essentially is all it is. So it's preventing me from going through and just taking forever to calculate anything. Okay, then I have magic dot attack range. That is correct. Magic dot attack range again, that is correct. And then world dot get used cells again, which is the greater grid, which is also correct. And then dot values. Is dot values right? I don't believe so. Maybe it is. I guess, yeah. That's right. Okay, so then, because that's returning a dictionary. Is that right? Let me check. Dijkstra returns a dictionary. Yep. So it's returning a dictionary, and then I want the values of that. Okay, and then I'm going to remove the front one, which is this. This is probably really bad coding practice. I I found it hard in Godot to like create a vector 3i, like an array of vector 3i's. So in my case, I just give it a value of that and then pass values into it. I could probably not explicitly call it, but I don't want this to break trying to guess what the data set is. So I define that ahead of time. And so then I can do magic.node.target cells equals magic cells. And I think that should work. And then I can print just to make sure. I'll print magic cells. That should be pretty easy. Let's go ahead and test this out. Man, you know, I think I overcomplicated that. I think I'm already doing that, and I just need to, when I get to that point, pass that value over instead of recalculating it. It was a fun exercise, but yeah, I think I overcomplicated it. Okay, here's the deal. I just came to the realization that I'm already doing that entire function. This is what happens to decode at 11 o'clock at night. So ultimately, in confirm magic, I don't know if it's here that I'm doing that. No, it is here. So I just have to pass magic cells over. Okay. Which is fine and way easier. So this is on confirm magic confirm. Okay. Easy enough. That's embarrassing. Okay, so then I just pass over magic cells and then it's fine. Then I don't have to worry about it. So then I just have magic cells and all of this code goes away. I do need magic cells in here. And then I do need to go back and make sure that all of the magic confirms I have in here. That I am passing that signal. So basically I would do here magic cells. And then I'm putting this here because I don't think I'll use it. So you put a little underscore in front of it and it tells the program that you don't plan on using it and it prevents an error. So let's see. So now I should get the same thing, but it should not break this time. Oh, it broke. Invalid set index. Target cells. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's because I never defined target cells as a cast magic here. Easy enough. Var target cells, it's an array. Actually, yeah, I guess it's an array. I could make it a dictionary, but I won't. I'll keep it an array. All right. So let's see. So then we'll cast magic here. All right. So -712. You know what we didn't do? We didn't turn on our grid system. Let's do that. All I need to do is go to world, turn on grid labels, and then reset it. It returned 3, which I'm kind of, I guess, I need to append target cell to it. All right. Okay, so I got 7, -1, 1. Nice, good deal. And that works. So good deal. That's awesome. So then, yeah, then I guess once you get that, you know, you probably could, like right now, your code, you control it freely. You know, the next milestone could be you hit a button and the snake keeps going in that direction. You can do that without growing the snake as well. And I think that's probably necessary before you code the next segment of the snake. And honestly, a Trello board. I don't know if you're familiar with Trello, but it probably helps you. I can show you my Trello board for this game. The big thing, like, hardest thing I think in engineering is breaking down your whatever you're doing into multiple problems. I've said that a couple times. Hey, White Boss Gamer, how's it going? So I think here, like, this is my Trello board. You can see I've got all kinds of things on it, right? It's just hard to remember everything you have to do. So if you can break your thing into like small problems, like here, I want to replace the overlay for tiles with shader. Right now, that's kind of an overlay. I have a shader on them, but it's still an overlay. These are some things I want to do. They're prioritized differently. Some stuff is higher, some stuff is lower, and you probably should prioritize it. And then this is like everything I'm working on right now. It really helps just to break down your problem into like bite-sized chunks. So might be something to look into. I know it seems kind of silly for like a small project, but it definitely makes your project a lot easier. Let's see. Okay, so now I added target cells. Let's see where that gets me. It's going to be missing the target cell, so I do need to append target cell to that array. That should be pretty straightforward. And I do know that's working, so I can turn that grid back off. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks a ton. I won't say software development's my strong suit, but systems engineering, solving problems, I think I'm pretty decent at. So, and I will say game development really exercises those muscles quite a bit. I'm learning the software development side a bit more. All right. And I think the big thing, right, there's so much to learn in software development. So I say that, right? I'm definitely capable enough to go program a game. So I don't want to like discourage anyone from like saying, oh, I'm a bad software developer. I'm not, I get it. I'm decent. So hopefully I'm not trying to discourage, if you're not as far along in your programming knowledge. But I really think a big part of it is just breaking stuff into smaller problems. And that's where like the node architecture here really works really well in Godot, because it breaks it into smaller problems, right? I don't have to go code the whole game. Yeah, exactly. So much to learn, and it hurts. So, oh, very cool. What have you been working on, White Boss Gamer? All right. So we're getting pretty close actually to be able to actually cause some damage here. Let me go back to my magic node. So the next thing I need to do is pass. If I go back here, I'm passing the target cells now. Now I need to pass them back. So I'm loading the target cells, and then in my casting. Oh, sweet. What are your games about? I kind of thought about doing a mobile game. I think it would be really cool. It'd actually be really cool to make this a mobile game. I would have to do some culling on the graphics. I would have to limit it quite a bit, I think, which I think is like the hard part, right? So there you go. Yeah, I saw your code for your snake. And I think it's close. I think it's pretty close. So I think that's essentially right. You grab the XY value and you're going to add it in, and then you're just going to expand your. I don't think by itself that makes the snake longer, right? Because you're going to have to go, like, increase your array. You're going to have to make your array longer and longer. And then with each time you make your array longer, you've got to add the X and Y. So it might, right? I think that's that snake shift register is a function. And then depending on what your inputs are, like your actual function in there, I'd have to look again. I can look at that in the Discord, but you'd have to go check that out. Yeah. For sure. So you're saying like in a mobile game, you know how to increase the graphics? I'm willing to try it. Like, so I mean, in Godot, it's as easy as like there's this forward plus mobile or compatibility menu, and I think after I get like the vertical slice of my game, I might assess whether it makes sense to be a mobile game, because it might be kind of cool. I'd have to develop things like I'd have to go develop the actual finger, like the touch screen, right, and stuff. But I think my game would be kind of suitable for it. So I am considering it. I definitely haven't decided against that yet. Okay, so here I'm going to have to look in each of my cells. Thanks, I appreciate it. Once I get this demo down, I'll be posting it on Steam, and I'll have a Steam page. And it should be fun, right? Because then I could start... people can start following it. Right now, I think the stream and YouTube, so YouTube and Twitch are the only place to follow this game right now. Twitter, I think I have a Twitter. I gotta go check that out. Or our Discord, you can see the latest. And then once I get it, to a certain point, it should be a lot of fun. But and I will post a demo on. Actually, I don't know if that link works. If it doesn't, let me know and I can get you a new one. It refreshes like every week. But yeah, once I get like a demo working, I will post the demo on Steam as well, so people can try it out. And I think essentially what I'll do is once I, like the things I have left to do, it's getting pretty late, so I'm probably about to call it a night, but things I have left to do in terms of like getting ready for a demo. Obviously I need characters. This character will not cut it for this game. I need textures on like the walls and stuff, right? Like this is not what the world's going to look like. So a lot of work there. I need to finish my magic system, expand my weapons and armor and stuff. So there is a lot of work to do, but it's coming along. Oh yeah, one thing I need to do before I close out and forget is add the final target cell. Thanks, I appreciate it. I do like this mechanic. So one of my favorite mechanics here is like the magic system. I really want to keep this UI super simple on magic. And so like you select fire, right? And then depending on how long you charge it for, you can see this priority list popped up. You may have like a stronger magic. So like this guy only knows fire right now, but he could learn a stronger fire. And so the further you go down, one of the mechanics is going to be you have a better chance, the more you charge it, of learning like a stronger spell. So right now he just knows fire, so he can cast fire. He knows fire 2, so you can see like it starts out fire, and then after he charges it for a little while, it goes to fire 2, right? And it's a stronger fire with a better range, more damage. So, and none of this works right now. So I still need to code in all of the actual casting of the magic. Right now it's just kind of some cheap animations, but we're getting pretty close. Let me, before I forget, I am about to call it a night because it's getting late. But let me real quick add on this. So I should say magic cells equals magic cells dot append target cell. I basically just need to add target cell to this so that this is complete. So that should be that. I'll test that real quick. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I was going to work on the soundtrack a little bit. But honestly, I'm pretty beat. My useful brain power has pretty much run out. We've been having some storms the last couple nights, and so we've been in the storm cellar a bit, or in the laundry room. Let's see. Ooh, it broke. Okay, so trying to get a return value of a method that returns. Let's see what we got. Void. Oh, wait, well, okay, that's why. Easy enough. I just was setting a value to append returns void. It just is a function, so that should fix that. So yeah, we've been in the storm cellar the last couple nights, and I've got 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old, or almost 3, turns 3 in July, and a 9-month-old. And with that, it's obviously, if you can imagine being in a laundry room at 1 in the morning with a 3-month or a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old, while they're super sleepy, it's tough. So I will probably go get some sleep tonight. And then I'll stream again tomorrow, though. So I should be back on tomorrow around 9:30 Central Time. And so if you're around, please pop in. I'll try to post my schedule somewhere. That looked like it worked. Let me just look down here. So 1, 2, that has all of the right cells, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Has all the right cells. So I think we're good. So next time. So this time what we did, we essentially got where we can pass the right magic cells when we cast the spell. What we'll do next time is we'll run through all of the cells and we'll run through all the player list and determine if anybody's standing on these cells. And then after we determine if a character is standing on that cell, we would pass damage along. We did already implement the damage function, at least part way. Not quite all the way, but I've got most of the code written in here. But it should be pretty easy now to say on magic hit, go deal damage. So we're getting pretty close, so we'll do that next time. And yeah, it's in Oklahoma. So we've been, the last couple days have been stores. It hasn't really been too bad, like right in my immediate area in Oklahoma City. I know certain parts of the state got hit pretty hard. And then last weekend, the same thing. Last weekend, there were some communities just devastated. Luckily, we haven't been in that path, but have friends who have been. So it's tough. They're hanging in there, recovering. And I think it's part of living in Oklahoma, I guess. But we are safe. And so that's good. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and call it, I think. I'm getting to the point where I can no longer stare at code. It's been, if you count my time at work today, I've been staring at code for probably 14 hours. So, oh, you can't join the Discord server. Let me get the actual link. Unfortunately, the link changes so often. I need to figure out if there's like a permanent link you can get. But anyway, here you go. Link expires in 7 days. I'm wondering, there could be a permanent link somewhere. But I posted that. Let me know if that works. And I did create a coding help channel. Feel free to use that channel. If you have questions about any coding, have questions about projects you're working on, feel free to pop it in there. If someone else wants to answer it, feel free. Otherwise, I'll try to answer throughout the week. And should be back on Wednesday. I'm gonna find on Twitch real quick someone to raid. Let's see. Potato Games. Potato Games are my favorite people to raid. Let's see what they're working on. So they are working. They're getting ready to go to a comic, like a comic convention, and so they're working on their comic that they're going to take to that convention. So I'll go ahead and raid them. Say hi. Just give a quick hey guys. And for those on YouTube, I don't know if there's a raid function. I need to figure that out. But we'll talk soon. Thanks everybody for stopping in, and had a great time. Have a good night.